Today's video is dedicated to my mom, because she asked me to run through all the previous Star Wars movies so she'd be ready for the Rise of Skywalker to come out later this month. I figure there might be some more people out there who need a refresher, so here are the absolute basics of the Skywalker Saga. In the Phantom Menace, we meet the Jedi Knights, guardians of peace and justice for the Galactic Republic, a democratic government that leads countless planets through the Galactic Senate. The Jedi are strong in a power known as the Force, and the Senate uses them in diplomatic missions across the galaxy. When two Jedi named Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi are stranded on the desert planet Tatooine, they meet a young slave boy named Anakin. They learn that he has no father and was born purely through the will of the Force. Believing him to be the subject of a prophecy, Qui-Gon takes Anakin to train as a Jedi. Qui-Gon is killed soon after by a Sith Lord, a member of the ancient enemies of the Jedi Order, and so Anakin's training passes to Obi-Wan. 10 years later in Attack of the Clones, Anakin has grown to be incredibly strong in the Force, but is impatient, stubborn, and unpredictable. He is sent on a mission to protect a senator named Padme Amidala from assassination. The two of them fall in love despite rules against attachment in the Jedi Order, and they marry in secret. Unfortunately, a civil war breaks out in the galaxy, and the Jedi are forced to become generals to protect the Republic. For 3 years, the Clone Wars continue until we reach Revenge of the Sith. Anakin has continued to grow in power, rising to the rank of Jedi Knight. Padme becomes pregnant, but Anakin has nightmares of her dying in childbirth. With no Jedi to openly turn to, he seeks out Chancellor Palpatine, the leader of the Galactic Senate, who is revealed to be a Sith Lord hiding in plain sight. He promises Anakin the power to save Padme and his unborn children if he betrays the Jedi. Anakin agrees, leading Republic troops in a massacre against the Jedi, and nearly all of them are destroyed. Padme learns of his betrayal and tries to leave, and he hurts her. Obi-Wan faces him in battle and badly wounds his old friend so that he has to wear a biomechanical suit to survive, and Anakin becomes known as Darth Vader. With no Jedi to stop him, Palpatine announces himself Emperor and transforms the Republic into the Galactic Empire. Padme dies in childbirth, but her twins survive. They are separated so that they can remain hidden from the Emperor, and Obi-Wan takes the son named Luke to live with his aunt and uncle on Tatooine. 19 years later, in A New Hope, a rebel alliance is formed to fight against the oppression of the Empire. One of its leaders, Princess Leia of Alderaan, is given the plans to destroy the Empire's most fearsome weapon, the Death Star, a space station with enough power to destroy a planet. She takes the plans to Tatooine to recruit Obi-Wan to the cause, but is captured by Darth Vader. Two droids escape to the surface, where they are found by Luke. He takes them to Obi-Wan, who decides it's time to train the young man in the ways of the Force. They recruit a smuggler named Han Solo to take them to Alderaan, but on their way the Empire destroys the planet, forcing Leia to watch her people die. They all arrive and are captured by the Death Star, so Luke and Han rescue the princess and escape, but Obi-Wan is struck down when he faces Darth Vader once more. With the Death Star plans delivered to the rebellion, a weakness is discovered, and Luke is able to destroy the station using the power of the Force. For 3 years, the Rebel Alliance goes into hiding. Darth Vader learns that his son has survived and becomes obsessed with finding him. In The Empire Strikes Back, the new Rebel base is discovered and wiped out, and so our heroes go on the run. The spirit of Obi-Wan sends Luke to the planet Dagobah, where another surviving Jedi waits to train him further. Han and Leia run from the Empire and fall in love during the pursuit. They seek refuge at a city in the clouds owned by Han's old friend Lando, but Lando betrays them to Darth Vader, who uses Luke's two friends as bait. Luke trains some under Yoda, but leaves to save his friends and face Vader. It does not go well, and he learns that Vader is his father, but escapes with his friends when Lando has a change of heart and helps them. 1 year later, in Return of the Jedi, the Rebel Alliance learns that the Empire has begun construction on a second Death Star. They devise a plan to destroy the new station while the Emperor is on board, which would deliver a crippling blow to the Empire. Han and Leia lead the ground assault, and Lando leads the space battle. But after Obi-Wan tells Luke that Leia is his twin sister, Luke allows himself to be captured so that he can try to bring his father back to the light side of the Force. When the Emperor tries to kill Luke, Vader sacrifices his life to betray his master, saving his son's life, becoming Anakin Skywalker once more. Luke escapes as the Death Star is destroyed, and the galaxy celebrates the beginning of the end of the Empire. 30 years later, The Force Awakens begins. Han and Leia have a son named Ben who is also strong in the Force. He trains under Luke for a time, but the darkness rising in him causes Luke to make a grave error during his training. While he had no real intent of harming his nephew, Ben fears for his life and flees to a powerful but evil Force user named Snoke and joins the First Order, a new faction growing from the remnants of the Empire. Luke goes into hiding when the galaxy needs a Jedi most. Ben, who now calls himself Kylo Ren, becomes obsessed with finding his uncle to kill him once and for all. Meanwhile, a girl named Rey leads a lonely life as a scavenger on the desert planet Jakku. One day she meets a droid named BB-8 who holds a clue to Luke's hiding place. A former First Order stormtrooper named Finn joins her on her quest to deliver BB-8 to Leia, who leads the resistance against the First Order. Along the way, they are met by Han, who also decides to help, despite having been separated from Leia for some time. But the First Order has their own planet-killing superweapon, which they use to destroy the capital and Senate of the New Republic. Rey is taken prisoner by Kylo Ren after realizing that she has seen the clue regarding Luke's whereabouts. Han and Finn lead a mission to save her while Leia's resistance destroys the superweapon. Han faces Kylo Ren, attempting to bring his son home, but he is instead stabbed through the heart. Rey learns that she is also strong in the Force and is able to defend herself against Kylo Ren before escaping with Finn. The superweapon is destroyed, but the First Order begins to spread across the galaxy. The Resistance learns where Luke has been hiding, and so Rey heads off to find him and bring him into the fight. In The Last Jedi, Luke refuses the call, believing he will only bring more pain and suffering to the galaxy since he was responsible for the creation of Kylo Ren. Having no one else to talk to, the Force creates a connection between Rey and Ben. They are able to find common ground with each other, and Rey thinks he can be turned to the side of the Resistance. She leaves Luke to find Kylo, who brings her before his master, Snoke. When Rey's life is threatened, Kylo kills Snoke but refuses to join Rey, preferring to lead the First Order himself. Rey rejoins the Resistance, who is chased to an old rebel base where they find themselves pinned down by the First Order, but Luke appears to face his nephew again, giving the Resistance time to escape. The few survivors are able to escape the grasp of the First Order, but Luke dies in the process. Rey and Leia prepare themselves to rebuild their forces to face the First Order once more. And that is the very, very basic story of the Skywalker Saga so far. I know I left a lot of important stuff out, but this is just meant to be a refresher for people like my mom, who have seen all the movies, but probably don't think about Star Wars every single day. Hopefully this helped some of you get ready for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker, the final installment in the saga. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.